Hello everyone and welcome back to my Let's Play on Formula 1 97, and today we've reached round 9 of the championship. Yes, it's Silverstone, the home of the British Grand Prix, and in fact for 1997 it's a revised Silverstone circuit, and in fact Damon Hill had a hand in some of the revisions for this circuit. Now in fact I do believe this is better than what we've got today, so maybe they should have just left it as it was. Anyway, here we go then once again with our driver of choice, Mr. Gabriele Tarquini, the greatest F1 driver in history of the world ever, and we are going to do a lap of the circuit now at the new revised Silverstone for 1997. Here we go then as we go into Cobb's Corner. Yes, Cobb's Corner. Yes, a little bit wide there for Gabriele Tarquini as we now go up into the fantastic Maggots and Beckett section. So into Maggots, sweeping left, into Beckett, sweeping right. Oh my goodness, look at this now into Chapel. I think we're going to, there's Chapel, or do forgive me, this is the first time I'm actually calling out the corner names from a piece of paper. So here we go then, now we go down the Hangar Straight, we're giving it full chat now, full chat for Gabriele Tarquini. Seems to be doing very, very well in his time, very, very well indeed. Okay, now into Stowe we go. Brakes very, very late once again for Gabriele Tarquini. So up a little bit now into Vale. I do believe this is Vale. So breaking half of Vale. You can see the helicopters just off to the right hand side. Into Club now. Into Club Corner. Is it Club? I think it may be Club. I'm not quite sure. I'm just reading this off a piece of paper. But anyway, we now accelerate. Up this long straight now into the next corner, which I do believe is going to be Abbey. Here's Abbey. Yes. And now we go into the Farm Straight. There's the Farm Straight, I do believe. Now into Bridge, of course, because we got a bridge going across it. Now into Priory, I do believe. Into Priory. Yes, brake very, very hard into Priory, and now we go into Brooklands, and now into Luffield, and now up into Woodcote? I think it's Woodcote, as we're just about to complete the first lap of this Grand Prix. And fuck's sake, that was difficult. Wowzers. That was enjoyable though, but blimey. So, first position for Mr. Gabriele Tarquini at the moment. So let's see what magical time Mr. Gabriele Tarquini is going to put in as he crosses the line now, and it's going to... Oh, it's a little bit behind George Russell though. 1.4 seconds behind, in fact. Oh my goodness. Wowzers. Anyway, we're going to go back into the pits now and see exactly where we ended up after that at Silverstone. It's a very tortuous and tight pit entrance at Silverstone, as you can see, in 1997. But we're going to refuel the car and put some more slick tyres on and see exactly where we are. Well, at the moment you can see George Russell's got pole with a 127.066. Hulkenberg's in second place now. And now, of course, we're going to accelerate forward rather quickly and see exactly where everyone's going to end up. At the moment, the Hill Race driver is in third position with a 128. We're still in fourth at the moment with a 128. And Turanga Leela's gone into fifth position with a 128. Anyway, little bit later into the qualifying, well, just 4 minutes left to go actually. It has to be said that George Russell is still in pole position. And we are down to 12th place now. 12th position for Gabriele Tarquini. Magnussen in 11th. So we're going to do another sneaky little run at the end. Yes, another sneaky little run with just less than 4 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Of course, it's an hour session in the 1997 World Championship, unlike the three-stage qualifying that we have these days. So he's just putting in a fastest lap at the moment. As you can see, it was a pretty good time, pretty decent. You get 12 laps in the 1997 championship to put in a fastest time. You just go out banzai and just put in the best lap that you can and see where you end up by the end of the qualifying session. So we go down the extraordinarily long straight that I've forgotten about. Yes, there's a helicopter off to the right hand side. Oh, we've got a blue helicopter this time. Wow. Yes, helicopters featured prominently in the Silverstone circuit in 1997. You can remember those shots, I think, that are all over Google about where all the helicopters used to land and take off. It was basically the busiest airport in the world come Silverstone race day. Yes, Silverstone race day. Anyway, let's see what time Mr. Gabriele Tarquini is going to put in now. As he always looks pretty good. It looks pretty decent, I have to say. He crosses the line and it's a 126. Oh my goodness! It's pole position for Gabriele Tarquini. What a fantastic lap time there from our driver. Okay, so there's the final results then. Gabriele Tarquini got pole. Now it's over to the legendary Mr. Murray Walker.
Welcome to Silverstone, the home of the British Grand Prix. This year, the familiar 3.2-mile circuit here in Northamptonshire has had another facelift, although the changes which Damon Hill had a hand in will hopefully make this an even more exciting race. The most dramatic change is the flattening of Copse Corner to make it faster. So we should see some overtaking there. Back in 1995, Johnny Herbert had a marvellous win in front of the home crowd. Let's hope one of the British drivers will be standing on top of the podium today.
So here we go then, time for the excitement to build once more. Don't forget, no flashbacks, no restarts. It's just time for the 5 lights to go out as we've got both the Williams cars right up our derrieres, and we say go, 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 and it's away he goes for Gabriele Tarquini on the first lap at the classic Silverstone circuit. Look at all the cars bunched up together behind him. This is going to be very, very treacherous into turn 1, and he gets through though. He gets through okay. Yes, wowzers, absolute wowzers. So hold on to first place now as we go through the maggot section and into Beckett's. Oh, look at this. Very, very tight there for Gabriele Tarquini, but he is holding on to this first place at the moment as we go down the hangar straight now. Oh, wowzers. I'm going to keep calling those cool names out far too much now. Far too much, yes. Time to shut up now, Dave, and just get on with the commentary. As we can see, as we look behind, that both the Williams are battling like crazy with each other. That's George Russell, of course, and Robert Kubica in those Williams cars, the all-concrete Williams of 1997. Well, in the hands of Jack Villeneuve. Anyway, of course, it wasn't so all-conquering in the hands of Heinz Harald Frentzen, but admittedly, he did have quite a few technical issues in 1997 and quite a few mental issues in his head as well. Yes. And if you remember, the commentators on good old ITV went to town on Heinz Harald Frentzen, went to town. James Allen, oh my goodness, any opportunity he could get to sneak in a, well, it wouldn't have happened if Damon Hill was driving. He could, yes, and he would. Wowzers, absolute wowzers. I've just been watching back some of these Grand Prix actually from 1997. It's pretty horrific, I have to say. Pretty horrific with the Damon Hill fan craziness, I had to say. Anyway, just complete lap. No, we're not going to complete lap 1, of course. Yes, we have completed lap 1. I keep forgetting where that bloody pit lane is. Anyway, we accelerate forward to lap 3 of the Grand Prix. Still in first position for Gabriele Tarquini. George Russell in second now, and Daniel Ricciardo is up into third place. What the hell? Where has Robert Kubica gone? I've no idea. Of course, there's no replay cameras in this game, so we can't find out. But Robert Kubica has dropped off the radar as we accelerate forward at lap 6 of the Grand Prix. And as you can see now, 12 seconds ahead of George Russell. But as you can also see, it's gone very, very dark in the background. Very, very dark indeed, which means it could start to rain. And this is going to throw a real spanner into the works if that is what's going to happen. And as you can also see, we're on lap 7 and we've got the low fuel warning because we have gone for a 2-stop strategy at Silverstone, because of course we got pole position, so we're trying to get max speed from the start line to try and get ahead of the cars. If we'd have had half a race of fuel in the car, we may have bogged down, and those two Williams, which were looking very, very angry behind us anyway, may have had an opportunity to try and get past us. So 14 laps remaining of this Grand Prix. Anything can happen in the next 15 laps or 17, no, I don't know, I can't count, but anyway, anything can happen. 6 laps have been completed, still in the lead at the moment for Gabriele Tarquini. Yes, and the weather is not looking very good. It's gone very, very black and dark. The clouds, as you can see, have completely disappeared underneath the haze of blackness, which usually signals it's just about to start tipping down with rain. Yes, at F1 1997 the rain was horrific. Yes, and it really, really worked as well, I have to say. Yes, because your car started spinning out pretty quickly after it started raining, unlike some other Formula 1 games where you can just carry on going on dry tyres. F1 98. Okay then, let's see how Mr. Gabriele Tarquini is going to do as he makes his first pit stop. Out of 2 pit stops for this race, he's got to negotiate this tortuous and tight and twisty pit lane entrance at Silverstone. Look at it, it goes all over the place. God, glad they sorted that out. So lap 8 is where Mr. Gabriele Tarquini comes in for his stop, and he's going to have some slick tyres. Look at that, no damage to the car whatsoever. Fantastic. So there you go. He's got 10. Oh, he's only got 10 laps of fuel in the car, which means he's going to have to stop once again. Yes. Now, of course, he's done that deliberately because, of course, he's going for a 2-stop anyway. But why has he put in so much fuel? Well, I think he's banking on what's going to happen with the rain, because of course if it comes down hard then he's going to have to pit early. If it doesn't come down to a lot later, he's still going to have enough fuel in the car to keep going until he needs those intermediate tyres. Anyway, we accelerate forward now to lap 8 of the Grand Prix, and as you can see, it has started to rain at Silverstone, so very, very soon he may have to come into the pits for some did I say intermediate tyres? Wet tyres. Sorry, there's no intermediate tyres, of course, in F1 1997. No intermediate tyres. So they're going to come in for wet tyres. There is monsoon tyres, but they don't bloody work. No. I've yet to see any race on 1997 where the monsoon tyres actually work. Yes, so we just got an option of rain tyres only, wet tyres, and that's it. So this is now lap 9, and George Russell is in second position at the moment. Yes, we've just got back into the lead, I do believe, Gabriele Tarquini, which means George Russell must have come into the pits as we accelerate forward to lap 11, and we got some back markers, everyone. 16 seconds ahead now of George Russell. It is still raining, so he's got to be very, very careful as he threads his way through the traffic. Oh, Jesus Christ, did you see that? That was either Lewis Hamilton or Valtteri Bottas. It's both the Tyrrell cars, so it's either one of them. And as you can see, whoever it was pulled out in front of Gabriele Tarquini. That was very, very close there. But he's going to try and do a dive around the outside of both of these cars, but there's just no space to get past. And we continue on then. We continue on lap 11, still trying to get past these Tyrrell back markers. Oh, that was close. Very, very close. It's getting very, very slippery out there now for Gabriele Tarquini in the Jordan Peugeot. Very, very slippery indeed as he tries to negotiate his way past these Tyrrell cars. He's going round the outside of both of the cars. Yes. Wowzers. So lap 12 now. Lap 12. And he's still in the lead of this Grand Prix. But is he going to have to come in very, very soon for a pit stop? We will find out very, very shortly. As he's trying to catch up to another back marker, all we can see is a black blob in front of us. We can't see who it is because the livery will not come into fruition until we get a little bit closer to it. And it looks like it may be a Stewart now. It may be a Stewart. But he's 14 seconds now ahead of George Russell in that Williams. He's going to dive down the inside, and it is a Stewart car, so he gets past now. Yes. Fantastic performance once again from Gabriele Tarquini, of course the greatest F1 driver in history of the world ever, and he's now got a Minardi to negotiate, and they are notoriously difficult to pass in F1 97. We've done 12 laps of the Grand Prix now, 12 laps of the Grand Prix, and he dives round the outside of the Minardi. He gets past, yes. So it's still raining though. Is he going to come into the pits as we accelerate forward to lap 15? 6 laps of the Grand Prix left, and we're now trying to get past both the Prost cars. That's either Carmen Jorda or Regina Hertz, but it doesn't matter. All that matters to Gabriele Tarquini is their back markers, and he has to pass them. So there you go. Of course, no blue flags in. Oh, wait a minute. This one isn't a Prost. This is actually a Sauber. So he's trying to get past. Oh, a little bit dodgy there for Gabriele Tarquini. He tries desperately to get past. You have to be very, very careful, of course, in these slippery conditions. But wait a minute. What slippery conditions? Because as I say that, you can see it has actually stopped raining. It's actually stopped raining around the circuit, and it's drying up again. Oh my goodness. So that's just to show you how good the rain effects are in F1 97, because sometimes it doesn't actually pursue in its rain, and it stops. Yes, it stops, and you can see it's actually getting a little bit lighter on the circuit as well, a little bit lighter. The sun may be peeking its head out any moment now on lap 15, which is good news for Gabriele Tarquini, because he hasn't had to come in for another stop yet. He will have to come in, of course, because he hasn't got enough fuel to last until the end of the race, but he can just continue on, I think, until lap 18 and just get past all these cars and hopefully build enough of a lead. He's now 18 seconds ahead of George Russell, but I think George Russell may have made his second stop by now. Anyway, we accelerate forward to lap 17, and there's Turunga Leela. Unfortunately, we've got to pass her. Hello, Leela. Hello. How are you doing? Yes, past Turunga Leela. Still holding on to the lead. Next target is one of the Ferrari cars that, of course, is either Charles Leclerc or Sebastian Vettel, as he tries to dive down the inside of either one of them. Whoever it is, we don't know, because there's no driver names, and there's contact with whoever that was in the Ferrari, and there's damage to his rear wing now. Damage to the rear. It doesn't really matter though, because he's going to come into the pits. And as I said in earlier episodes, the damage to the rear wing doesn't make any difference to the handling of the car. No difference at all. So very, very soon we will be coming in to the pits to make our second of 2 pit stops. And of course, if you lose all the wings, I don't think you lose the rear wing actually in F1 97. I can't quite remember, but I don't think the rear wing ever comes off. Anyway, this is now lap 17, so we come in for our second stop as we negotiate the tortuous pit lane. Hopefully we've done enough. It was a good good lead. A good lead as the rear wing is now sorted out. As you can see, it takes ages for that rear wing to be repaired. So this is going to be a very, very long stop. Well, we're in the pits for 7 seconds. And a Ferrari's coming as well. That's a very, very late stop for the Ferrari. Lap 18. And there's a car gone past. But I think we're okay because we're looking for George Russell in the Williams. And he's nowhere to be seen. So we rejoin and I think we're still in the lead. Anyway, we accelerate forward to lap 19 of the Grand Prix. And yes, indeedy, Mr. McGreedy, we are still in the lead of this Grand Prix at Silverstone. So it looks like we are going to win the race. Now 58 seconds ahead of... Look at that. Leela's in third place. Chirunga Leela is in third place. Race driver's in fourth position as well. Oh my goodness. In the final stages of the Silverstone Grand Prix, we're now on lap 20. It's the final lap of the race, and it looks like Gabriele Tarquini is going to win this race. Yes, going to win this race as he tries to negotiate. The Ferrari once again gets past. Wowzers. So we're going through Magnussen and Beckett's for the final time on F1 1997 for Gabriele Tarquini in the Jordan Peugeot, which of course in real life was driven by Ralf Schumacher. Yes, Ralf Schumacher, who's only 21 years old on his debut in Formula 1. So final stages as we just look at the screen in the background, and another helicopter. Oh, that's a big helicopter, big red helicopter there. I'm getting obsessed with helicopters now, I do apologise. Dave and his obsessions, I tell you, Dave and his obsessions. Anyway, let's go through the final sections of this Grand Prix. I have no idea what the caller names are. I can't look down at my notes and see where we are at this precise moment. Well, this of course must be bridge because it's a bridge, yes. But I can't remember the rest of them. So anyway, it doesn't matter because the race is almost over. We got more back markers ahead, but we're not going to worry about those. I think one of those is one of the Arrow's cars. I think it may be. Yes, that is definitely an Arrow. It could be Damon Hill. Our hero worship is going to go into overload as we're just about to cross the line and see that we are going to win the race. Yes, fantastic for Gabriele Tarquini there. Wowzers. So there are the final results then. Gabriele Tarquini won the race. George Russell was in second. Chirunga Leela was in third. Hill Race Driver finished in fourth place. Let's go to the championship points and then see exactly where we are, because that has done some very good inroads into our championship. We're now in fourth position with 34 points. Sebastian Vettel still in the lead. George Russell in second. Robert Kubica in third. Oh my goodness. Let's go to the constructors now. We're third with 45 points. Okay, so now we move on to the next Grand Prix. And if you didn't see that screen, you will know that that is, of course, the famous track that everybody loved back then. But unfortunately, in I think it was 2002, they changed it. Yes, they changed it, and now it's just horrible. It is, of course, the Hockenheimring. Yes, the original circuit in Germany before they made it into basically a glorified squiggle. Yes, it was 4.239 miles long back in 1997. Don't go back that far, Dave. I thought you'll be doing Grand Prix soon from 1950. Oh god, no, don't give people ideas. Anyway, yes, so this is the famous Hockenheim circuit. I'm just looking at the corner names and there's not very many. Yes, in 1996 the Grand Prix result was this. Hill got pole position with a 1 minute 43 seconds, and the winner was Damon Hill in 1 hour and 21 minutes with a fastest lap once again of Damon Hill with 1 minute and 46.504 seconds. The race length in 1997 was 45 laps. And I'm just looking at the actual corner names, and there wasn't very many in 1997 for the Hockenheimring. There's the Ostkurve, the Brems, they're all called Brems curves. Oh, apart from 3 others. So anyway, I can't actually recognise where we are on the circuit at the moment, so we'll just carry on for Mr. Gabriele Tarquini, and maybe he may do another lap, and we'll see exactly if we can pick up on these corner names. I can't even see the start and finish line, to be fair. Where is it? It's a very small picture for me. Where are we? Where's the start finish? Oh, is that the start finish line? Yeah, that's the start. Okay, we're just about to go through the start and finish line now, and our first corner is going to be the Opel Curve. Apparently this is the Opel Curve as Gabriele Tarquini goes into first position now. First position But unfortunately, we aren't going to continue with that lap. We're going to come into the pits now because unfortunately the time is running a little bit short on the video. A little bit short because we've got 2 rounds in because, of course, Silverstone, well, there wasn't exactly much happening because, of course, he was in the lead for quite a long time in the race. So we're going to see how much we can get done in this video before the end. So there is Mr. Tarquini currently in 2nd position as we accelerate forward through the rest of this first section of qualifying, and Taranga Leader's gone into 3rd position, Race Driver into 4th once again. As we accelerate forward now, you can see that the time is ticking very, very fast indeed, and we will see exactly where people are going to end up. Hulkenberg in pole position at the moment, Tarquini still in 2nd place, Leela in 3rd, Race Driver in 4th, George Russell in 5th, and of course the Williams, and Romain Grosjean currently in 6th position now. Yes, 6th position. Let's see if there's any advances. Not at the moment. We're just scrolling through at supersonic speed now. No change. No change in the positions. Wowzers. Oh, wait a minute. There's a change. Carmen Jorda in the Prost has gone up into 5th position. Yes. Oh, wait. She's gone down to 6 now. And Sebastian Vettel goes into the lead in the Ferrari with a 1:38.106. Wowzers. Absolute wowzers. So there you go then. And Gabriel Tarquini is currently down to 4th position at the moment. Anyway, we got rid of the rest of qualifying, and there's the final results then. Gabriel Tarquini ended up in 6th place in the end. Nico Hulkenberg got pole position. Okay, once again, it's time to hand over to the legendary Mr. Murray Walker.
Welcome to the German Grand Prix, due to start in just a few moments here at Hockenheim. The problems the teams face with this track is just how to set the car up. It's got long straights where the cars can top 200 miles an hour, and that calls for a low downforce wing setup for minimum drag. But it also has very tight first gear chicanes, and they call for a high downforce setup to give them the grip they need. Last year, Gerhard Berger narrowly missed out on a win when he had an engine problem. So I'm sure he'll be going all out for revenge this year.
So yeah, basically I was so informed in the latest instalment of Arrow that I forgot to go back to the end of qualifying and it ran out. Anyway, 6th position's not too bad for Gabriel Tarquini as the 5 lights go out and we say go, go, go. And it's away he goes. Yes, and we've got, I think that's Mr. Hill, Race Driver in the McLaren, the first McLaren of course, as we lose a position. Gabriel Tarquini was very, very cautious into turn 1 there. Very, very cautious indeed. And turn 1, I do believe, is the Opal Curve. As he's now going down this extraordinary long straight. He's passing a huge amount of cars now. Up into 4th position for Gabriel Tarquini on the first lap. Look at this. And he's going for the next Ferrari. But at the moment he's got to back off because we've got this chicane now. Oh my goodness. Yes, so here we go. And now that chicane apparently was Brem's Curve 1. As we go past the other Ferrari up into 3rd position, up into a podium now for Gabriel Tarquini. Look at the speed that he's got in this Jordan Peugeot car. Unbelievable. Of course, it was a very, very powerful engine in 1997. Very, very underrated engine as well, I do believe. Very, very underrated. Anyway, I think that was the second curve, which was the Brem's Curve 2. Yes. As I say, they're all called Brem's curves apparently, apart from this next one, which is going to be the Os curve when eventually we get there. Yes, because of course this is a very, very long circuit. It could take about 15 minutes before we get to the next curve. So I think this is this Os curve? I think that's Os curve. So our next one is Brem's Curve 3, and then we've got the oh god, I can't pronounce these curves. We've got the Agip curve, and then the Sachs curve, and that's the end of the first lap. Yes. Anyway, I think one of the cars just went past then, did they? I think so. While I was waffling on, one of the cars actually went past and re-overtook us, but we were in 3rd anyway, I do believe. So it's not too bad. Anyway, stop waffling, Dave, and get on with it. This is still the first lap of the Grand Prix, and Gabriel Tarquini at the moment is still in 3rd position for his 6th position on the grid, of course. And he's got some very, very angry cars right behind him, as you can see. Very, very angry cars indeed. One of those is a Ferrari. Anyway, this is now lap 2 for Gabriel Tarquini. He's 2.5 seconds behind Hulkenberg. Yellow flag. Don't know what's happening on circuit there. He's just drifting off to the right-hand side, as you can see, because he thinks these cars behind are going to get very, very racy and may try to pass him. So he's not going to take any chances of losing that rear wing or front wing. So, oh, look at this. He did that very, very well indeed. He knew those cars were going to pass, so he backed off out of it going into the chicane there. And now he can just pile on the power and re-overtake these cars before the next chicane. So there he goes, past the Ferrari now. But oh, this is getting tight though. It's getting very, very tight for Gabriel. 5th position for Gabriel at the moment. Still can't catch up to these cars. There's contact with the Ferrari, and he's got damage to his rear wing for Gabriel Tarquini. There was contact there with that Ferrari car. I think the Ferrari has lost his front wing, so he is going to have to come into the pits as we accelerate forward to lap 3, and we've got some very racy cars behind us. Oh, whoa, it's contact, and no, Gabriel Tarquini has lost his front wing. This is a disaster, absolute disaster for a circuit as long as Hockenheim. The front wing has gone for Gabriel Tarquini, and it was by one of the Williams cars. It's either George Russell or Robert Kubica. Well, they've got their front wing still on their cars, you can see, but he re-overtakes with no wing on the front of his car. Oh, wowzers, me trousers. Yes, so holding on to 5th position for Gabriel Tarquini, but now he's going to have to come in for a very, very early stop. This could affect his race positions. Well, it is going to affect his race positions because I don't know where he's going to end up, and of course very, very soon we're going to go into the very tight section, which is going to be torturous for him to try and turn the car. At the moment he's okay because he's just going flat out. And through the chicane, oh, look at this, more contact with the Williams. Oh my goodness, he's got a black and white warning flag for that as well. Well, I don't think he was at fault there, to be honest. That Williams just sort of come out from nowhere. Absolutely came out from nowhere. But now we're getting into the torturous section. This is going to be tight, and Gabriel's going to be very, very hard pressed to try and get the car turned into these corners. Come on, Gabriel, come on, look at this. Oh, he's going very, very wide. He's losing hell of a lot of positions here. He is losing his Gabriel Tarquini as he now has to come in for his pit stop. We've got a Proscom pass as well. And how is he going to negotiate this pit entrance, because this is a very, very tight pit entrance as well. Oh, it's tight and twisty. He's made more contact down to 10th already as he comes in for his stop. Oh my goodness, 11th place then for Gabriel Tarquini. This could be a disaster, absolute disaster, as he puts on slick tyres. He's put in 8 laps of fuel, a new front wing and a new rear wing. 17th place, 18th, 19th. Oh my goodness, I think he's going to rejoin right at the back. Oh, surely not behind the Minardis. Even with a pit stop, he can still get ahead of the Minardis, surely. And I think he does, yes, so he rejoins in 20th position. 23 seconds now behind the leader, which is currently Daniel Ricciardo on lap 4. As we accelerate forward now, still on lap 4, and he's re-overtaking some of these back markers. Well, I say they were back markers, but now of course they're positional cars, and this is both of the Tyrrell cars, and we're 39 seconds now behind the leader. Yes, 39 seconds behind the leader. Oh my goodness, on lap 4. This could be a disaster for Gabriel Tarquini. 20th position at the moment as we accelerate forward down to lap 5, and he's caught up to some cars once again. It's the Tyrrell goes past up into 19th place now. I think that may have been Lewis Hamilton or Valtteri, of course, but whoever it is, he's now past the other Tyrrell, so it doesn't really matter. So up into 18th position now, 18th position on lap 5. We've got more cars ahead of us. One of those, I do believe, is a Minardi. Yes, we've got a Minardi to try and get past. 41 seconds behind Daniel Ricciardo now. 41 seconds on lap 5 of this Grand Prix. 17th position at the moment, just going past the Sauber, I think, for 16th. Yes, 16th place now. Oh my goodness. Anyway, we accelerate forward now to lap 5, and we're going past another Minardi. So up into 15th place. 15th position for Gabriel Tarquini. Can he fight back as we accelerate forward down to lap 6? He's got more cars to get past. We've got a Stewart, and now to the 14th place, and now we've got an Arrows in front of us as well. This could be Damon Hill. Damon, we love you, Damon. Up into 13th position now. Race driver's in 4th place. Look at that. Race driver in 4th position as we accelerate forward now to lap 7 of the Grand Prix. As a car just coming out of the pits. It's one of the Prost cars. Wowzers. That was either Carmen Jorda or Regina Hertz. Almost avoided a complete accident there for Gabriel Tarquini. But he holds on. Race driver now in 5th position, I do believe. 8th position now for Gabriel Tarquini on lap 8, ironically enough. Yes, 8th place as he's going for another car now. I do believe that's one of the McLarens. Yes, it is. Is that the Hill race driver? Not quite sure. Can't of course see the helmet design because it's way too low quality for a PS1 game to see the helmet and see who it is. Anyway, we continue on. Still trying to get past this McLaren. Gabriel Tarquini is just 2 points outside of getting any points. 2 places, I should say. Carmen Jorda's in 4th position now. Race driver's in 2nd place. Oh my goodness. Race driver is in 2nd position at the moment. Of course, that McLaren had a very powerful engine behind it in 1997. Not that powerful enough though, because Gabriel Tarquini has just passed whoever it was. But of course it's not. Oh, it is Race Driver. It is Race Driver's now in 7th. I'm very, very confused what's going on with this scoring and timings here. Very, very confused indeed. I think the game is very, very confused as well. Anyway, we're 33 seconds now. Oh my goodness. It's all going to shit now. We're now 15 seconds behind the leader apparently. I don't know. What is going on? I think we need to just calm down and continue on as we go past the pits. And now we're up into 4th position now. 4th position for Gabriel Tarquini on lap 9. Wowzers. Absolute wowzers as we accelerate forward out of lap 9 of the Grand Prix. We're going past another McLaren, everyone. I don't know who it is, but we're going past them and we're up into a podium. Oh, very, very close to that McLaren though. Oh, he's okay. So yes, we're up into a podium, but of course, don't get too excited. 17 seconds behind Daniel Ricciardo. We have of course got to come into the pits once again, as you can see, as we accelerate forward into lap 11. We've got the low fuel indicators, so yes, it's now time for us to come into the pits. We've got up into 2nd position because other cars have made all their stops. So it's a fantastic performance once again from Gabriel Tarquini. And of course, he's going to lose a lot of places now as he comes in for his pit stop. This of course is the final stop before the end of the Grand Prix. And he's got damage to his front wing as well, as you can see, so that's going to hold up his pit stop. Slick tyres go on and a new front wing goes on as well, and it's a 7.1 stop as he rejoins now. Wowzers, he rejoins in 3rd place. Oh my goodness, 3rd position for Gabriel Tarquini. Carmen Jordan is in 5th place, as you can see. And we're, oh no, car's gone past us, so we rejoin in 4th place, but still for some good points as we accelerate forward on lap 12 once again, and he storms past a Ferrari, as you can see, and I think he's back into that podium position. Yes, back into that podium position on lap 12 of the Grand Prix at Hockenheim. I almost said Silverstone then. Yes. Anyway, we accelerate forward at lap 16. Yes, lap 16 of the Grand Prix. Now in 2nd position for Gabriel Tarquini as he negotiates past one of these tools once again, and just 3 seconds behind Nico Hulkenberg in the lead. Can we catch up to Hulkenberg and retake the lead, or should I say go into the lead of this Grand Prix? It'd be absolutely fantastic if we can, after the disaster that happened a little bit earlier in the race. But is it possible? Is that Hulkenberg ahead? Surely not. He said 3 seconds. That looks a little bit closer than 3 seconds at the moment. We will see as the livery suddenly pops into view who it's going to be. At the moment it's just a blue squiggle. I'm sure that can't be Hulkenberg. Surely not. Anyway, still continuing on for Gabriel Tarquini. Is he going to catch up to this squiggle and see exactly what the livery is? Not quite sure. Anyway, just about to complete the next lap then, going to lap 17, still in 2nd place at the moment. Race driver still in 4th. Wowzers, and Carmen Jordan I think I just saw there in 6th position. Oh no, yes. The other cars coming to the pits, very, very late stop, and now Gabriel Tarquini has got into the lead, yes. As we accelerate forward out to lap 17 of the Grand Prix, Gabriel Tarquini is back in the lead of this Grand Prix. Fantastic, just 3 more laps to go, and we have done it. We have won another. It's going to be better. Oh no.
Seems to have gone right for him. He's out of the race.
The commentator's curse has struck once again as we get a fuel line failure and didn't finish the race. That would have been a double header, and that would have been twice we would have won the Grand Prix there. Oh well, you can't win them all. Nico Hulkenberg won the race in the end. So in the championship now we're in 4th place still with 34 points. Sebastian Vettel in the lead with 45 points. George Russell in 2nd. Robert Kubica in 3rd place. Wowzers. Absolute wowzers after 10 rounds as well. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. You've been awesome as always. And as always, of course, there will be more later.